The Spanish tickler, also known as the cat's paw, was not a device used to tickle people to make them laugh, as the name suggests. This was a torture device used to rip out the soul of its victims. Used primarily in medieval Europe, this instrument was a sharp claw-like metal tool designed to tear through human flesh. It was often made of iron with curved prongs resembling large claws or hooks. Typically, it was used on parts of the body that were sensitive or exposed: the arms, face, chest, leg, and back. The tool had different variations depending on the region and period of time. Some had multiple sharp prongs, while others were curved to increase the level of mutilation. In some cases, it was used in conjunction with other torture tools, such as the rack, to immobilize the victim while the torturer worked. The process of using the Spanish tickler was quite simple and straightforward, at least for the torturer. The victim would typically be restrained to ensure they could not move or resist, and this is done by strapping them to a table or wall, placing them in the stocks, or tying them to a post. The point was to make sure the victim remained stationary, allowing the torturer complete control over the whole process. Next, the torturer will choose the part of the body desirable to him. The chest, arms, and legs were common targets because they had ample muscle and skin to rip through. Then to the most interesting part for the torturer and the most excruciating for the tortured. The torturer will grasp the tool, apply force to the victim's skin, and begin the slow process of ripping and tearing the flesh. Initially, the tool is used to scratch the surface of the skin. Then the claws would be dug into the skin, pulled back, and will gouge out chunks of flesh. As the device shredded through the skin, it ripped through muscle tissues, leaving gaping wounds, ones that the victims could barely handle. The victim would often be aware of the slow pace of their destruction, unable to fight back, and completely at the mercy of their torturer. They could see their flesh being torn apart, which added to the horror of the experience. If the victim survived for a long time after the torture, they would be left with horrific, disfiguring wounds, serving as a lifelong reminder of their punishment. If used as a form of execution, the body might be discarded, but in some cases, it is left on display as a warning to others.